Concerning African women theology too, I want to say that African women's theology, like other theologies of liberation in Africa, you can refer to Black theology of South Africa and African theology, covers a wide scope. In other words, their concerns are broad. They are broad considerations, for it covers the wider concerns of the society, such as the history of slavery and colonialism, cultural and spiritual imperialism, struggle in the shape of racism, female circumcision, cultural identity, poverty engendered by globalization, neo-colonial structures, widowhood, childlessness, inheritance, the tragedy of pandemics, among other issues. You can go on and look at its diverse sources that are broad, because you note that it has quite a number of them, the sources, and they include oral. You see, they are more inclined to oral sources, archival resources, interviewing people, storytelling. People tell their stories, women tell their stories, how they have encountered patriarchy and how they have managed amidst hard times brought about by patriarchy, and eventually inspire even younger women and even other people who have gone through difficulties and made it in life. Other sources include the circle itself, the circle of concerned African women theologians. They have a lot of write-ups, minutes, a lot of write-ups from them. There is also anthologies of papers from conferences and consultations of the circle. All those form the sources. There are also Bible study sessions. There's also informal interviews. There are also personal letters that have been kept anonymous. There is also unpublished theses and research papers, among other things. So those are some of those sources. Of course, as time goes on, even published work is becoming sources, because now they have a lot of published work in journals, textbooks, a lot of write-ups are there, and they are talking about the various experiences women encounter in Africa. According to Professor Isabel Pili, African women theologies are a critical academic study of the causes of women oppression, particularly a struggle against societal, cultural, and religious patriarchy. They are committed to the eradication of all forms of oppression against women through a critique of the social and religious dimensions, both in African culture and Christianity. So African women theologies take women's experiences as its starting point, focusing on the oppressive areas of life caused by injustices such as patriarchy, colonialism, neo-colonialism, racism, capitalism, globalization, and sexism. That is Piri talking about what African women theologies are all about. According to Professor Musa Dube, the circle of concerned African women theologians is a space for women from Africa to do what she calls communal theology, theology to do with community, which actually makes it an African theology, because African theology has to do with community. Community interests are very, very important in doing African theology. Any African theology takes community very, very seriously. And Musa Dube goes on to assert that a circle of women describes those who are seated together, who are connected, and who seek to keep the interconnectedness of life. In my own assessment now, I want to say that African women theologies emerged out of the need to create a forum in seeking to liberate African women from the oppressive structures in both the society and the religious institutions, and especially the church. Commenting on this, Isabel Piri says that